Hello and welcome to my first tutorial. What I want to do, I want to show you a way to make hedges slash hedgerows. And I cannot take credit for the original idea. I got that from a channel called Crusader Wargaming. And I decided, why don't I take this to the next level? But what's really cool about this is that if you're budget conscious, this would be useful. Okay, what are you going to need? Well, first off, you're going to need to get the doormat. The doormat that is, they call it core doormat. It's all core. Sometimes they have lettering in it or whatnot. This has been cut down because I have used this for wheat fields. Okay, and on the back you want to make sure that you got the plastic with that, because that would be kind of important to do that. Now, you're also going to need a ruler, pencil. You could use a pair of scissors, or you could use an X-Acto blade. I used an X-Acto blade on this, and I went ahead and I got a couple of other, and some paints as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So the first thing on it, you want to go and you want to measure how long, how wide do you want your hedgerow to be. I'm going to go ahead and go with 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters, depending how you look at it, or roughly about 3/4 of an inch. For the English American system. So I go ahead and I make one mark here on this end. Then I'm going to go here to the other end and I'll make another mark here. Again, you could use something other than pencil. And then what I do, I flip my ruler over, and it's useful to have a metal ruler, or at least a ruler that's got a metal edge to it. And then I'm just going to draw a line. And now you have a marking. Now you have a guide to go ahead and be able to cut. Now, if it doesn't come out to be perfectly straight, remember, natural obstacles are not necessarily perfectly straight. So then you cut it. And now you end up having this. And there are going to be some loose fibers out there, so you want to make sure that you pull those out. Don't pull it gently, okay? I believe the fiber here, this is made up of coconut hairs. The hairs that you would find on a coconut. I could be wrong. But anyways. Okay. Then the next thing, and what's really cool, is also it's very flexible, as you can see. So if you wanted to put this on a hill, you can. Alright, so then of course the next thing is, alright, I need to paint this. Certainly there are different kinds of paints out there. I'm using Rust-Oleum American Accents paint and primer. I picked this up at Walmart for a little under $4 myself, and it's a semi-gloss Hunter Green. One that was the closest green I would think of the plants that you would see out there. It's reasonably dark. Now it does take a little time to spray these with this, and you need to give it time to dry, but in the summer it dries fairly quickly, and then you get this. So going from this to this, that's what we have. Okay, and we can take a quick, closer look here on there, and you can see, okay, pretty much the fibers are all there. Now, at this point, for some people, if this is where you want to end with your hedges, you can do that. I decided, why don't I take this one step further, because in nature, the hedges are not all 100% green. There's going to be some that'll be lighter green. There's going to be some more of the woody parts sticking out. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to accent it with a couple of paints. Let's see. So what I did, I ended up getting 2 paints that I had available. Okay. One is, they're both Vallejo's. I just happen to have them. This is the intermediate green that I use to highlight the bushes, if you will. And then the other is beige brown for this. So again, as far as the cost, it depends where you go for your modeling store. Vallejo's, I like working with Vallejo's. They're acrylic. It works for me. So, how do I do this? Well, let's see. So what you can see on here, you may notice I dry brushed this area here, excuse me, with a lighter green, okay? And then it was toward the bottom of the hedgerow that I used the beige brown for that to simulate more of the woody color, okay? And you can make it as pronounced or as obvious as you like, or, you know, just a little bit of an accent that it doesn't overwhelm anything. That's just, I just didn't think that for a few extra dollars I wasn't going to break the bank and accent these a little bit on that. And that's it on how to make it. It dries fairly easily. Okay, certainly, let me put this back. You can go ahead and you can put them together and you can adjust it if you want to make the bocage fields. If you want to make the bocage here, the bocage was probably a little taller, and right, but you can go and take a tree like this, and that would make it a little bit more, that it would break off the evenness, break it up a little bit. So you can just simply take like a model tree. You can always get them like at an art supply store, like Michael's Arts and Crafts, for example, and you can put that in there. And what's really cool is you can stick this anywhere and it'll stay, you know, for the duration of your game. But another plus that I also noticed is that you can use this for different scales. So I originally created this for Flames of War. The idea that it would be a very tall, and you can see it here, it's a very tall hedgerow, and I was trying to get with the Normandy bocage with that. But if you're playing with 28mm scale, you can also use that as hedgerows as well, as you can see with this little guy here. So I do some bolt action there as well. Will this work with 20mm/HO/187/176 scale? Well, if it's working at 15 and it works at 28, it's a reasonable assumption that you can work with that. Okay, well, this is it for the end of my tutorial, and I hope that you benefited from it. If you have some ideas, you have some comments, please let me know. I'm always open to new ideas because this is where creativity springs up in this hobby, and I think that's one of the fun things about this hobby. Well, you take care, and God bless you, and see you the next time. Hey, click the like, hit that subscription button. I'll catch you later.